Before we get into today's episode of Daily Brightness, we just want to say a huge thank you to Shaw for helping bring our podcast to life.
Obviously, this is something that we've wanted to do for a while. Teaming up with Goalhanger was an absolute no-brainer for us. But I think it's more just probably to get our points out there.
I think like before, Rach, it's about bringing Daily Brightness to life. And I think when we first invented it, if you like, it was all about communicating with each other, having that safe space to kind of be a little bit vulnerable and just showing our raw, authentic selves. And I think for us, the podcast is that. And that's why I think we're extremely grateful for Shaw to give us that opportunity and kind of bringing it to life and allowing us to now, you know, have it on a wider spectrum and connecting with the fans again. But also some of the things in the women's game that really need to be better and the problems and boundaries that we still face. And I think as players, current players as well, we can really touch on that and, you know, hopefully bring a little bit of attention. But ultimately it's just about sharing who we are as people. And yeah, like I said, we're really, really grateful that Shaw have given us this opportunity and supported us since day one.
Obviously, it's been amazing that Shaw have backed us from the start and all the way through this now. But exciting to have them be alongside us for this exciting summer of football. And they'll be with us every step of the way. So we're grateful for them to be alongside us sharing this journey as well. So thanks again to Shaw and thank you all for tuning in.
Hey everyone, welcome to The Rest is Football Daily Brightness. I'm Millie Bright.
And I'm Rachel Daly.
Back again, bestie. How are you?
Feeling a bit revived now the season's finally come to a close. It's been a year.
Before we get into it, I just want to say, if you are following the podcast, then thank you for your support. If you're not following the podcast, get subscribing, no matter where you are, wherever you're listening from in the world. We appreciate it, but also by following and subscribing, you also get our podcast out to lots of new places in the world, and that's what we want. So, Elsa, we're on the damn podcast.
Obviously, Elsa subscribed.
Jesus Christ, that actually scared me. You know what it was? Big ginger cat on the fence, and they keep teasing the dogs all the time. Holy moly.
Right, bestie. So you became this weekend the first WSL side to finish a 22-game season unbeaten.
I think that's one of my biggest achievements, you know. Going unbeaten was something. I did an interview with Liam from BBC before the season, and that was something I wrote in his notes. Obviously, the quadruple, we didn't get the quadruple, but we still have an opportunity to do the treble, which is unbelievable. But going unbeaten in a season is, for me, that is like phenomenal. And I don't see many teams doing it. And to do it with, I think everything that was faced, and I don't know, I just think it's sick. Like, I'm dead proud of it. And it's been incredibly hard. And so many people have said, like, even halfway through the season, oh, do you think like you could do like the Invincibles, like da-da-da? And you don't really think about it until you've achieved it. And then it's like, holy shit, like we've just gone a full season without losing a single game. So being invincible, that was really, really big moment. Obviously winning the league is massive, but going unbeaten was pretty sick.
Not only unbeaten though, like you won 19 out of 22 and drew 3. Like that's such good going.
Yeah.
Like I bet you're looking back now knowing you've been like, why did we draw them 3?
Honestly, and I said to the girls, I was like, if we damage like potentially breaking a record and going unbeaten on the last day of the season, I was like, I'll be livid. You wouldn't catch me at the after party.
Yeah, no.
Winning the league or not, like that would have completely ruined my season if we'd have lost.
That just tops it off, doesn't it?
Yeah, but it was just like you said, only 3 draws. It's been, I think, one of my favourite seasons, to be honest, reflecting.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. Unbelievable. Obviously, I didn't get to watch the game because we were playing, but it seems like a tight game. Like, do you just, like, do you have that belief in the squad that you're just going to get it done even though it's late?
Yeah, I think, again, it was one of those games where I never really felt like we were going to concede, and Liverpool had, they had a few counter-attacks and a few chances, but we just always believed. I think we started the game really, really well. We just, again, I think something throughout the season, we're not ruthless enough, and that seems crazy because we've won 19 games, like you've said, and we've gone unbeaten, but we're just not ruthless enough, and I think that's
like games where you've won 1-0, you feel like you could go like 4-0.
Do you know what I mean? Exactly. So I think it's, and sometimes that's where like the the result don't always reflect the game or the performance, but it was just fine margins, like just either not getting it on target or not clinical enough, or maybe wrong decisions in final third. But I thought we had a really, really good game. And I think when you have that, when you're in that moment, you feel the performance is good. It's just those tiny little details. And we knew that if we got a chance, we would eventually take it. And Aggie's been like outstanding. So yeah, I think she really deserved that moment. I'm dead happy for her.
I think it's a nice way for her to top off the season that she's had as well, rounding it off
Yeah,
by getting the last minute winner in the last game.
100%.
So it just feels that bit nicer, doesn't it, when you lift the trophy when you've on the back of a win rather than a draw.
Yeah, you didn't. We said like going into this game, and that was probably the hardest week for us. Having known you've already won the league, we were so like adamant, like girls know, like we need to stay focused. We want to go unbeaten. We want to win our last game at the bridge. We want lift the trophy in front of the fans after a win. You don't want to do it after like potentially a loss or a draw, like you said. For us, even a draw, it doesn't feel good enough. So yeah, it was really, really nice. But it is hard, like when you've already won the league, to keep training at the highest intensity.
Yeah, I can imagine that.
The cup final's so far away still at that point. It was like trying to just keep everyone in that mindset of stay on track. This is, there's still records to be broken. So I think fair play to everyone for doing that, because I think, like I said, it was a really, really good day. And yeah, Aggie popped up last minute.
Shout out to Aggie Beaver-Jones.
Shout out to Aggie, our
To
little
be fair,
star
though,
girl.
we've just had a mad run of games and wins. But I mean,
Yeah.
I came off at I think 60, so I was sat on the bench, right, and I was just me and Missy just kept turning around to like our kit woman, and we're like, "What's the Chelsea score? What's the Chelsea score?" Because we knew that obviously at this point we were 2-0 up, and we were like, if Chelsea win, we get to finish 6th. Because if you drew with Liverpool, we'd have finished 7th.
Yeah.
But because you won, we'd finish 6th, and like. So it must have been a delay in the scoring or whatever, hearing about it, because our fans were just started chanting as soon as you scored, "We're 6th in the league. We're 6th in the league." I was like,
Yous have
no
stormed
way.
the end of the season, by the way. Like, I talked me through your game. Obviously, as always, we're always playing, so we don't ever get to see each other's games, but you scored, right?
Yeah, we won 3-1. Honestly, I don't know what's happened to us. Like 5 games unbeaten. Like our last run of form in the last 5 games, we were top of the league in terms of form. And I was like, what on earth has happened to us? Like literally 2 weeks ago, we were talking about relegation.
I know.
And like everyone
it's
had written
mad.
us off. Everyone was like, yeah, they've really underperformed this year, which granted, we know we have. But I mean, like, it takes a lot to win, to win 5 games in a row. Obviously, one of them against Arsenal. That would be, it was like Liverpool, Tottenham, Arsenal, West Ham, Brighton. The form that West Ham have been in. Brighton had just jumped on the back of a 4-2 win against Arsenal. So it was never going to be an easy game.
No.
But we scored quite early. Ebony scored quite early. Literally just ran from the halfway line, burnt everyone for pace.
Rapid.
And then I got the second just before half time.
Go on, bestie.
Go on. And then, yeah, you know what it's like coming in at half time, 2-0, dangerous scoreline. But yeah, Maz Pacheco then went on and scored late on. And that was such a nice moment for her because obviously just got announced that she wouldn't be re-signing at the club. So it was a really nice moment for her to do that in front of all the fans. She's very well thought of at Villa. So I was really happy for her to get a goal. But yeah, just to finish the season off with a win and go 5 games unbeaten was insane. I don't even know how to explain it because I don't really know what happened.
That's got to have been the best ending by a team I've seen.
Yeah, and it's like
considering, like you said, 2 weeks ago we talked about relegation, and now like you have pulled out like 5 unbelievable performances against top teams, and just it's almost annoying that the season's ended for you.
I know. I was like, carry on. We might be in the Champions League. You carry on for a few more months. We'll be getting Champions League.
Yeah.
We compete
Sorry,
with
can
Chelsea.
we just skip pre-season?
We'll be competing with Chelsea for WSL title. Don't worry about us. No, it was a really nice way to end what has been a very, very difficult year.
Little thing, because we're rounding off the season, and this is probably going to be our last episode on the season until the new one. 3 top moments of the season, and then 3 learnings. Putting you on the spot, yeah. Let's do three top moments. You go, I go.
All right. First top moment, I would say beating Liverpool because that was our first win for a long, long time. So that was like, okay.
Change momentum.
Yeah, that's like momentum shift. We're on the up. We've got to keep this like momentum going, and obviously did from that moment on. That'd be my first one.
My first one would be, I'd say the comeback against That's Champions League, but I'm going to do it anyway because it's part of the season. I'm going to say the comeback against City, the home leg, Champions League, because I think everyone thought we were down and out, and I think that was one of our best performances and games. To be able to just take that and come out 3-0 at half time was ridiculous. And it was one of them games I was looking around going, what is going off? Do you know what it reminded me of? Remember that game against Norway for England?
Yeah, and we were like,
when it were like goal, 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 and we were looking around going, what is going on?
I know.
Like,
that was a mad one. That one, and even the Sweden one was a mad one.
Yeah, it was crazy. I just remember looking around. I was going to the players like, do I celebrate the goals? Do I run back? What do I do? So I would say that was one of my favourite moments. Your second?
Mine's all about winning, which is ironic because we've just lost so much this year. But Arsenal, again, obviously, such a big win. Like at Villa Park as well, because we've not had a very good record at all. But at home, we've like not really, we've had the fans have been there every game, and we've just not been winning. And that was such a big win. I think like that was like a bit of a history-making moment for us as well. Like 5 goals against Arsenal, so that was another big one.
Yeah, that was ridiculous. Okay, my second one. Do you know what? I'm going to say the first game of the season because it's my second year as captain and last year was a little bit shit because of my knee. I felt like this was like a clean slate for me.
Wasn't that against us?
Yes. And I felt like I was, not the result, more just the fact that I felt like I was finally back to myself, like playing wise as a player. And I knew that I was going into the season in like tip-top condition and fresh and no niggles, no nothing. Like I felt like I could finally like lead the girls and perform and contribute. So yeah, I'm gonna go that.
Love that.
Last one.
You've
not really mentioned me yet. I'm a bit disappointed.
Well, you're not really a highlight of my season, to be honest. You're probably the least highlight.
What about when season. I sat on your head? That was funny.
Yeah. Well, how would I associate you with anything that's joyful from my season? You just beat us.
Sitting on your head, that was a good moment.
Yeah, that was a funny moment. I would say probably like the way we finished the season strong, but if I go an individual one, it's probably been, granted, nowhere near as goals as many as I wanted to score, but again, being a top scorer. It wasn't as many goals as I would have liked to have scored, but finishing with 8 goals on the season, yeah, you don't really want that. But again, to be top scorer of the club as a striker is a nice feeling.
Yeah, that's unbelievable still, though.
And I've played out of position quite a lot this season, so...
Yeah, you've been playing like in the 10, like lower in midfield. I think that's unbelievable.
I'll throw a personal goal in there as well.
Yeah, 2. Damn right you will, girl. All right, my final one will be lifting the trophy at the bridge, which we've never done.
Oh, that's really nice.
Yeah, it was... do you know what? It was always nice because you're in like at the bridge, like so many more fans can experience it with us. And we've never done that. Like, and it's really nice that the women now can be associated with lifting trophies at the bridge. I think that's and just seeing all the fans there, that was amazing. Top moment.
That's really, really sweet and special. That's something you probably won't ever forget.
Yeah.
But yeah, bittersweet end to the season, isn't it? Because you got players coming in and out and players announcing they're leaving and things like that. Obviously, you've got a few.
I hate that.
It's horrible.
I hate it.
I think, like, obviously football is a business and everyone understands that and we know that, but it's so unique in the fact that it only really happens in sport, doesn't it? That players just come and go. And it's like, as a business, you can look at it in that sense, but like more importantly, like they're our friends, do you know what I mean? Like they're people you've spent years with.
Yeah.
Like the 4 girls that were announced that were leaving for us, obviously Dan Turner, Jordan Nobbs, Rachel Corsie, Maz Pacheco, like I've been with them for years. Like, I've obviously known Jordan since I was like 12. But like Maz, Dan, Corsie, they've all been there when I signed, which is 3 years ago. So it's like they've been such a big part of my journey. So to like, it's not just like you're losing a teammate, you're losing like friends. So it's hard, isn't it? To like just...
Well, they become part of you every day.
Going into the last game of the season knowing that they're not going to come back. And yeah, it's a really sad time at the end of the season for stuff like that.
I feel depressed. Like it makes me depressed. Because it's like they're people that you see like every single day. Like I probably speak to those and communicate more with those than I do my family.
That's what I mean. They're family away from family, aren't they?
Yeah. So it's obviously we had Sophie and Zachira. Z's been someone that's like really guided me, like on and off the pitch. She's full of wisdom, like unbelievable, and dead happy for her. But yeah, these are like people that you have to think, oh shit, how am I going to deal with that when they're not there? And who
I
do I now
know.
go to for that because they're not there? And then it's like you have to start all over again and then trust someone again and then let
Yeah,
them
that's
in.
the
And
hardest
they
part,
know,
isn't it?
yeah, like we've had conversations about personal stuff and it's never just football. And Sophie's the same, like absolute club legend, like been there from the
Yeah.
start. She is, I said to her, I said, Jesus Christ, me and Erin are the only originals that are left at Chelsea. Like that whole era, once we're gone, like
Yeah, well, do you want to know what's
that's,
happened? What's at Villa right now in this moment? Is I'm the oldest player there now.
oh, I think it'd be Lucy and then it'll be me.
Yeah, so that was a tough one. No, but it's like the same as you. Like Corsie, obviously club captain, absolutely so well respected at the club. I've learnt so much from her in terms of her leadership and things like that. So a massive player
Yeah.
to lose. Maz, again, she's been with Villa from the beginning of when they came into the WSL. I've known Maz for years. Obviously, I was at West Ham with her for a little bit when I was on loan. Really good
Yeah.
friend. Dan Turner just got 150th WSL appearance on the weekend. So just so well respected, so highly thought of. And then Jordan is like my little right hand man. Like I sit next to her in the change rooms for training. I sit next to her in the training room in the games. I've known her since I was about 12. So it's just like people that you're just so close with and like,
Your whole routine changes.
yeah, it was so the day before the game was like a bit of a sad day really because it's just like this is the last time I'll play with any of you. Like it's a really sad time.
I'd like to think we gave him a really nice send off though, like with the reception at the bridge for him was incredible and we got to stay out after the warm up and give him like a round of applause, but it never feels enough. Like I never feel like I can give him enough to say like thank you. And you also kind of hope that it's not just gonna in football, as you say, players come and go, it's part of the business. You could be there for a season, 10 seasons, 6 seasons, whatever, but you never know like if you'll cross paths again. Like, you
Yeah.
never know. Like, and also people just you go and get on with your life, and yes, you'll always remain in touch, but life takes its course, and it's just
Life keeps
that's the
life
sad
in.
part. Yeah, like it's oh god, I dread to. Yeah, I don't want to think about that anymore. I
I
can't deal
know.
with it.
It was it's sad, really sad. I definitely
Sad
felt
times.
that feeling for a good few days and probably continue to do that. It's gonna be weird, like yeah, it's just your everyday, isn't it? So that changes everything. And I think for me, the most important thing is like they're humans and really good people, and they, to not have them around anymore, it's not a nice feeling.
No. But I wish them all the best in their next
Same.
adventures. And as we always say, well, we do at our club, once a blue, always a blue. They'll always be welcome back at any given time. And I think that's one thing I like to see is I like to see players being looked after, regardless of moving on to new opportunities or new adventures. I'd like to think that, everyone's been taken care of. And, I think the send off that they got was really nice. And it gives me a little bit of peace knowing that they're looked after.
Yeah.
Because like you said, they're people beyond players. And yeah, it's nice to see when they're taken care of. So that gives me a lot of warmth knowing that.
Yeah, definitely.
We are going to get straight into the summer plans and discuss all things holidays and a very exciting summer ahead. Rach, what you got going on?
I've got my first holiday next Monday.
Let me just stop you there. Viewers, listen at that. My first holiday.
No, I'm not doing what I did last year because last year I went on too many holidays. Do you remember? It was like back to back to back. I'd be home for like a day.
Yeah, I do
again.
remember. I got a picture every day of a different location.
Yeah, I'm not doing that
And
this year.
a different view.
I need to rein it in a bit.
The cheek of it, my first holiday.
But I am going on my first holiday on Monday to Portugal. I haven't booked a return flight yet.
Hey, you better be coming back.
So I'm going there on the 19th and just going to enjoy some downtime, some sun, and have a bit of a break from exercising, really.
You need that. You deserve it.
Yeah, what about you? Like, what's the run-up to the Euros look like for you after, obviously, the Man United game?
Obviously, we've got the cup final. Super excited about that. Cannot wait. Get me back to Wembley. We're actually staying in training because obviously we've got international break the week after. So it's that awkward period between playing in a final and then having a week to fill your time. So we're going to keep training and then go to international break. obviously we've still got Nations League, and then it's pretty much from then up until the Euros, I think it's roughly around 10 days maybe. I get basically 5 days completely off, and then obviously I have to keep training, which you are aware of, because you can't just completely stop
Yeah.
when you've got a tournament. And then it's pretty much like prep camps, weekends off, prep camps, weekends off.
Have
And
you got
then
any plans
honestly,
for them weekends off or your 5 days? And
I'm going to try and get away. I'm definitely going to get away after the next international break, get some sun. And then honestly, it's so hard because it's one of them things where I don't want to do like a million things. I want to just be at home, relax.
Because as much as you get that time off, like it's not time off, is it? It's like
No.
by the time you've got home,
Exactly.
you're knackered from the week, and then it's just you just want downtime then, don't you?
Yeah. So I think it'll just be chilling, like taking the dogs nice walks, going for coffee, seeing friends and family. But honestly, it'll probably just spend like packing and doing washing and getting
Laundry.
set for.
That's what I remember from when we
literally.
did like the prep camps.
Honestly. So yeah, nothing major really, just getting ready for that. And I'll just be trying to like keep myself energized. I think if I do too much and I try and socialize left, right and center and fit everyone in, I'll just be exhausted.
No, you need to put yourself first in those moments.
Yeah, I really do have to like manage my time, but I'm really excited. I can't wait. I'm buzzing for the summer.
Yeah, so it's such an exciting summer. I'm so excited to watch you.
Yeah.
It's like my first proper tournament as a fan.
How are you feeling about that?
I don't know. Like I think I'm a little bit sad because it's like the first one I'm not a part of, but equally like I am excited to be a fan as well and like actually support you all and just hopefully see all the success from afar.
How long are you going to give yourself off this summer?
So we get 3 weeks. The first 3 weeks from Saturday is off, but you know me, that won't happen. I'll be ticking over somewhere.
Paddle.
And then it's paddle. Definitely doing paddle in Portugal. And then then we get the program straight from there really. So it's like we do it in blocks of like there's like 2 weeks to like ease back in, and then we get another week off, and then it's like 4 like intense weeks, which is always a nightmare because obviously I train with Sarah, and it's just like I feel like a donkey running next to her because she's just freak athlete.
Literally, the girl don't sweat. She don't get out of breath. She's not panting. I feel like when we're running, we're like,
I can't catch up. I'm like, can we do sprints? Because I'll win at that.
Nah.
No, so
a break.
It'd be good to just have a bit of a break. I mean, I feel like I'm getting enough workouts in the garden, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. DIY Daly.
Honestly, I'm actually really excited to do that. All summer.
That's a business name, that. DIY Daly.
Watch out, people. Can't wait to show you the picture of my pallet seat. It's like a little love seat.
Can you put it on Instagram and tag us?
Yeah, will do. Basically, my logic behind that was I'm getting Dave again from next door, sorting me out, helping me out.
Go on, Davo.
In my living room, you know, the side of the living room that goes onto the back door with the 2 windows. We're going to knock them through and put bifolds in.
Really?
Yeah, so my TV is mounted on the wall, but it's on a swivel thing. So when they're open in the summer, the TV can turn and go like face out. So I've made them seats, like I've built them into the sleepers.
So you're basically opening a bar and I'm going to be there.
It's like a little cinema, outdoor movie.
That's what it is. Yeah, I'm going to the beer garden. Brilliant.
It's called the beer garden's called the Bark Inn. Do you get it?
Bark Inn. Yeah. Bark.
Dexy, Bark Inn.
Dexy. I'm bringing all 3 of mine.
Yeah, so it literally will be the biggest Bark Inn you've ever heard.
Sick.
Also, wait there, I've got something to show you. A fan we did a season ticket event.
Yeah.
So all the fans that have season tickets come in to training. I don't know if you do it, and just meet and greet sort of thing. And someone made me this.
That is the template of the tattoo I'm going to get on my right bum cheek to match your left.
It's literally what it looks like. For all those watching, this is literally what it looks like. So
that is what a tattoo looks like. Bubble writing YOLO on a bum.
I know. So that was quite funny. It really made me laugh.
That's still one of my favourite moments, that sitting on that toilet.
It's in our team colours.
Yeah, I'm not having those colours.
I think you should.
I like the blue. It's a little bit too near red for me, that reddy pinky
it's called
one,
claret.
But that is sick. Yeah, claret, pinky
so
red.
That was quite a funny moment. Let's talk a little bit about Mental Health Awareness Week. So obviously it's running from the 12th of May to the 18th of May. That is a topic that is very close to our hearts. I know obviously you're working alongside young minds. Do you want to touch on that a little bit and like the importance of this week?
Yeah, 100%. I think as much as this week is mental health awareness, I think it should be every week. I don't think mental health is a moment. I think it's an everyday thing. And yeah, Young Minds was really lucky actually to be an ambassador for them and see all their amazing work. And I went into their headquarters in London one day and just like, you just stay in the background a little bit, met some amazing people, like one of the most rewarding days I'd ever been to. And then I got to listen in on a few calls, and yeah, I weren't sure how I was going to like be able to deal with it, people calling in. And I think because of everything that I've seen my family go through, which about from a mental health perspective, I think it was like I was a little bit scared of hearing similar stories and then it like triggering me, which I don't like people seeing that side of me. I hate being vulnerable. You know that. I'm a hard cookie, hard to crack, like to be tough, don't like to be perceived as, being upset, but it's something that I've been working on quite a lot. But yeah, Young Minds are incredible, amazing people, and the support that they give for not only young people suffering with mental health, but parents, carers, anyone that's rang up on behalf of a younger person that they're concerned about. They offer support, guidance. And yeah, it was just amazing to see so many people that were like offering their help and support and that actually genuinely cared about like the next generation. And I think society right now is the hardest it's ever been to
It's a
be a
tough
part
place
of.
to live at the minute, isn't it?
Hard place to be
I
in.
think social
Hard
media for me
place.
is probably one of the worst places.
Hate it.
So
Absolutely hate it.
I like, for everyone listening now, I've had a few people ask me why my social media is that way, but I've turned all my comments off and DMs. So like nobody can get in touch with me that unless I've already had a conversation with them or I follow them. And it's purely and simply because it's not a very nice place. And I feel like people think that we've talked about this a lot, but we're okay and we can just deal with everything and we're robots and we don't see it. Like we see it. Like we see all the nasty stuff that gets mentioned and the hate that is put towards us. And for me, that was one of the best things I did, not to not be able to see all that, because like you say, it's triggering. It's people can get personal, they can get nasty, and it's like over a game of football. And you think like, yeah, we're in the public eye, so it's a little bit different. But like, I see the way some like kids in the street talk to each other, and it's just like, it's
horrible.
just not a nice place. And like social media is one of the worst things for it, I think, because don't get me wrong, social media has its massive pros, and we wouldn't be where we are in our sport probably without the world of the social media and media. But you're constantly
if we didn't need it for work though, I would delete.
No.
I've deleted X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it. Come off that load of crap, just full of nonsense,
Negativity.
like literally nonsense.
And I think people like with Instagram and stuff like that, it's like people just find themselves comparing their lives to other people. Like I could portray that I literally live in an absolute mansion. I do nothing around the house. I've got cleaners, gardener, you know what I mean? I could portray that image and people would believe it and think, oh, she's so lucky. And like, you just naturally create that like...
But also it creates expectation.
Yeah, like why have I not got that? Or
yeah, why don't I look like that? Well, probably because half of the people have got like a million filters on it. They've touched up every single picture. Like, but that's also on the flip side, people feel like they have to do that because of society.
Yeah.
Why can't you just be yourself? Like, and that's the thing, you literally exposing yourself for judgment. You're literally saying, I'm posting this for judgment. And it's just, I think it allows people, but this is where I'll demand more from social media platforms. Make it so that they can't have a fake account. Make it so that you have to show your identity, you have to upload your passport or your driving license.
Agree.
Make it so that you have to be 18, provide your driving license. You can only have one account and one account only. And if you lose your account through being an idiot on social media, then tough shit, you're off the platform. So I do demand more from the social media platforms because I think they're terrible. And I'm just like, and then you wonder why the percentage of young people of having mental health problems is
so damaging
and sky high. And then that leads on to suicide, and then it leads on to self-harming and, a million other things that people have to tackle. Like, you wonder why the percentages are so high when society is doing nothing about it. You're just encouraging it.
I think for me, the hardest thing is it's just not difficult to be kind. Like,
no,
your words are so powerful. Like one thing that you say to somebody can lead to the worst case scenario, which is suicide. And we've seen things like that happen so many
Yeah.
times, especially in younger people. And it's just not nice. And I think obviously mental health is a tough one because it's not visible.
No.
So it's completely invisible. Like if I'm struggling, like you're struggling, you and I both know we can walk out of the house and no one would know. And that's the type of people we are.
There'd be 3 people that I would say that would be able to read if I mean, I've gone through a lot especially this past 6 months, but I'd say the last 2 years have been the hardest 2 years from a personal perspective, which only you know about and family know about, but no one else knew about it. And they were like, "What? That's happened?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And no one knows that. That's the thing. We're masters of it. We're masters of having a poker face. Because guess what? We've got to get up and go to football. We've got to get up and play in a final. We've got to get up and, I've got to have my football image and I've got to be the role model and I've got to be this and I've got to be that. But even if I feel like people as well like use social media for good. Like I feel like that's what we try and do. Like I try, hand on heart, try so hard to like have a platform that's raw and authentic and promoting of good things like Young Minds and all the charity stuff, but you're still judged for it.
100%.
You try and do good and there'll still be shitty little trolls in the comments and I'm like, do you know what? And do you know what's annoying? They're probably not even like, these are not even real accounts, but they're given an opportunity to disrupt. And also I just think the dangerous side is you could be anybody. You could say, I'm 21-year-old Polly from Sheffield, for example. I could be a 57-year-old man.
That's what's scary about the social media world. Like you say, anyone can just make a fake profile. And I think not only things like what we see and like if we don't see it, like my mum sees stuff. My mum gets really upset when she sees stuff that's been posted that's nasty about me, and it's like
bad.
People don't think about that. And I'm like, just like Joe Blogs, who is typing behind his keyboard, like you're somebody's son or you're somebody's brother, and like so are we. And the fact that you are able to just vocalize such like shit things towards somebody, it's just, I think people just need to be a bit kinder and softer and think about what they're saying.
Also, just what do you get out of it? And
well, exactly. Does that make you feel better that you're being a dickhead?
I've replied to a couple of people, because you get to a stage and I'm like, why should I not? Why am I not allowed to defend myself? And why am I not allowed to question like what? Like someone put something the other day about winning the league, and I was just like, what? I said, can I just ask a question? What do you get out of that? I said, like, cool. Like, if that's enhanced your day, like, I made you smile today, cool. I'm happy for you. I want nothing more than people to be happy. But sometimes I really have to bite my tongue because I'm like, why is it any different for me to respond and defend myself than it is for you to hop on here and disrespect someone? I don't care if it's me, someone else, like, no, just don't do it. But yeah, I think Mental Health Awareness Week, I think it's amazing that it's a week, but I think that's why I work with Young Minds, because I try and do it throughout the year. I don't want it to be like a moment. Mental health is not a moment. And equally, I think with a lot of therapy sessions that I've had personally, I've learned that mental health isn't just when you're struggling. It's just as much the highs as it is the lows. And that I really underrated and underestimated as well. That when you're even in a high, that's still mental health. And it's about keeping your headspace like quite level. Because I think with every high, there's a come down, a massive, massive come down.
It's not like an easy fix. Like if you've got a headache, you take a paracetamol. Do you know what I mean? Like that's your health. But your mental health, that's a journey. That's like a real big process that you've got to be committed to and have the right
Constant
support
battle
around you. And I think for me, like obviously coming from me, I'm no expert, but I just think my advice to people struggling would be to talk to somebody. Like you're not alone. There's probably way more people out there struggling just as the same way you are, but you don't see it. So I think for me, it's just try and find that support and lean on someone that you're close to, or a network like Young Minds or a mental health charity, because I think it's super important to just not shy away from it.
Yeah, I think equally find out what works for you. Like we've obviously spoken before that journaling is something that helps us, and I'm not good at telling people I'm struggling, or I find it really, really hard to like say those words or to express how I'm actually feeling. And I feel when I journal, I don't have to feel like a burden on anyone. I'm writing it down. Sometimes I keep the paper, sometimes I rip it up and I put it in the bin. I've got it off my chest and I feel better for it. So I think it's finding what works for you as well, and just knowing that you can go back to those things whenever you feel you need it, really.
I do DIY, like genuinely. Like
Yeah.
if I'm feeling a little bit anxious, like I just get up and Sarah will be like, Rach, why do you have to do it right now? And then I just look at her and she's like, right, got it, go do it. And I'm just like,
do you know when you're gonna like have them moments? Because I've started to figure out like when they're about to happen.
no, I think for me, it just happened. Like some days I could just wake up and I'm like, something's going to happen today, or I feel anxious. Like, so I think for me, it's probably learning what that is. But yeah, I think I just go and keep busy. Like I need to focus on something that's not like, I need to keep my mind busy. Otherwise I'll just ruminate.
Mine's
my
when
thoughts.
I can't complete something.
Yeah.
When I can't complete things, I know I'm having I had one today, I had one this morning, I had a wobble this morning. And do you know what? Sometimes I can't even tell you why I'm having a wobbler.
Yeah, that's the worst thing.
And everyone's like, you all right? And I'm like, not really, but I can't tell you why I'm not all right. Like there's just something that's like triggered me. And I even simple things, went change the bed in and put the clothes away. I've still not done it because I just couldn't, I can't get through tasks when I'm having one of them things. And then I've been out for coffee, took the dogs, and now I feel fine. And we're doing this, which for me is my therapy anyway. And then I'll go and complete all my tasks and I'll be going to bed with a smile on my face. So
there you go. I think that is a good segue into our gratitude. We've talked about things that are tough. So let's talk about the things that we appreciate from this week. Do you want to go first?
Do you know what? I'm going to say I'm grateful for life. I'm grateful for the life that I get to live every single day.
That's really nice. All right, my first one this week is my mum, because her and my stepdad, Jim, they literally are the most amazing gardeners ever. Like, they love their garden. They take so much pride and joy in their garden.
Go on, Lulu.
Yeah, so she has sat on FaceTime with me for countless hours this week, talking me through how to lay the grass, put the topsoil down, wait till it knits together. And she's just been really patient and been a part of my gardening journey. So I'm grateful for her this week for doing that.
That's really, really nice. Second one, I'm going to say, with it being Mental Health Awareness Week, and I appreciate these people, I'm going to say my friends and family, similar to you, Rach. I think without them, I certainly wouldn't be where I am today, but they're just always there, no matter what. They would do absolutely anything. It could be a phone call, it could be a text message, thinking of you, love you. Yeah, I'm really, really grateful for my people, and you all know who you are. You certainly know you're number one. But yeah, my people are extremely important to me, and yeah, I'm super grateful for them.
My second one, I'd be grateful for, okay, we're going to go on the topic of mental health as well this week, is Sarah, because the reasons I've just stated, like when I'm struggling or when I'm anxious or when I know I'm getting into a bit of a scary place, her allowing me to just get up it could be in the middle of the night, to go and do a DIY project, or, just supporting the fact that might not be an amazing time for her because I can't do them on my own, just to allow me to get into that space and get out of that space.
That's really nice. Shout out to our little Sarah. Bestie. My third one. Oh, third one.
Want me to go?
Yeah, you go, bestie. I'm struggling on this one.
This one, I'm grateful for my sister-in-law. They're all people. My sister-in-law for bringing Orson down this weekend to the game, because it was my first ever time as having him, my mascot, walking out with me on the last game of the season. And it wasn't the easiest thing for him to do, bless him. Obviously, he's only 3, so there's a lot of noise. It's probably quite overwhelming for him, but he did so good. And yeah, I'm just grateful for her to bring him all that way down and change his whole daily routine just to do that for me. So shout out to Annabelle.
That's really, really cute. And I'm going to give my last one, I'm going to give it to my mom. She drove down to the Stamford Bridge game, which she is petrified of.
Oh my God, did she?
Yeah, you know how big that is. She drove down with my nan.
Oh, wow.
Because basically, long story short, a few people let my dad down with the house. So then my dad works 7 days a week. He never gets a rest. He never stops. He's building the house all by himself. They let him down. He needed to get it done. So he sacrificed coming to the game, which he's never missed us, lift any trophies, never missed it. So I knew that he were absolutely gutted. And mum drove all the way down to my auntie and uncle's at Rickmansworth, and then she got the train, which she hates public transport because she gets anxiety. And my nan walked, bless her, as well, and then they came to the game.
Oh, I love that.
So shout out, because mum would never miss anything. I think not because she'd be scared of missing out, but because she'd be scared that I would look up and not see anyone in the crowd, and that's her biggest.
I love that.
That's her biggest fear, is me looking up and being like, oh, I've got no one here.
Yeah.
So she would always come. So shout out to Mama B.
Love that. Well done, Nicola.
Love you. Right, guys, that's all for the Rest is Football Daily Brightness. Just a reminder to get your questions in or email to dailybrightness@goalhanger.com, or you can use the hashtag dailybrightness on social media. Thank you for all your support. We can't wait to hear more from you. Goodbye from me.
Goodbye from me.
Toodaloo.